Welcome to episode 5, creating engaging content that ranks. So today, guys, I'm really excited to walk you through how to create engaging and compelling content that ranks. And it's so important to ensure that you tick off every box that I'll share with you when it comes to content length, content formatting, content media type, content styling, content sizing, content optimization, and all that you need to do to ensure that your content not only ranks, but it remains at the top of Google. I'm going to show you in this episode exactly how you can get as close to possible as doing that. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? If you're enjoying this video and really getting value from it, I would really appreciate a comment below, even if just to say, Deepak, you're not doing a half bad job. So guys, creating engaging content that ranks as well, it's a little bit like having a delicious cake that's been baked and then placed on underneath some lights on a storefront so that the taste of the cake keeps people coming back and loving the cake, and the lights on the storefront entices new people in. Whereas if you don't spend enough time on your content, then you run the danger of having not only a bad tasting cake, but it'll end up on a shelf in the storeroom at the back of the shop, and for the most part, most people will barely get to the cake, and when they do, they'll be left with disappointment. And we're going to walk through exactly how to remedy that situation today. So we're going to be going through something that I call the WESM, which is writing, sizing, styling, and mixing. Let's go. Writing Vikings. What do I mean by that? When it comes to creating engaging content that ranks, the best place to start before we talk about battle tactics and tools that you can use is to go to your target customer. Are you your own customer, or is someone in your network your customer? Probably yes. In those instances, reach out to them. Ask them about the type of content that they would find interesting, or present to them content that you've written or your team has written that you think they would find interesting. In all of these scenarios, the end goal is to get qualitative human feedback from someone in your business network or someone who is an active client, to get a sense of, yes, this content kept me engaged. As much as there are tactics and there are tools, which we will go through, a really, really good way to work through this is to literally organize a Zoom call, organize a screen share, organize a sit down, pull out some content, dissect it together, and really determine what is it that drives engagement. Now let's talk about sizing with Supersize Me. So when it comes to sizing, what I want you to think about is literally the visual of your content, because content isn't literally just the words. It's the way the words are actually presented on the page. So I'll give you a couple of really interesting insights that will be powerful when you think about the content that you produce. So there's a statistic that's quite well known within the SEO and content marketing community, but content that is longer essentially appears to perform better when it comes to page 1 search results. So for example, content that's over 2,000 words tends to rank better than content that is less than 2,000 words. So the first thing to think about is expansive content. But within that, there's also, and this is the part that's not as well known, is the law of diminishing returns. So it's also been found that content that's longer than 2,000 words can sometimes have an actual negative effect when it comes to ranking as well as retention, because more people than not today aren't reading content that is as long. So that's the second thing to consider. So when it comes to fundamentally styling then and sizing, the thing to really think about is, how does this content look visually? How long is this content? What is the content length in terms of appropriateness for the industry? And when I engage in the Writing Vikings qualitative style feedback, is your actual target client, target customer, target prospect getting through the content? So combining these two is going to be really, really powerful. Then we get to styling. So what do we mean by styling? So we discussed Writing Vikings, we discussed Supersize Me. Now we talk about styling. So when it comes to styling, what we're actually talking about is the readability tests. There are multiple tests, okay? The most popular and well-known one is the Flesch-Kincaid readability test, which fundamentally looks at what is the reading level of your content. There's a general trend that is the simpler the type of content is online, the more likely it is to be engaging. But again, you need to think about your target audience. Who is your target audience? What level of content do they consume? And based upon that, how should I adapt fundamentally the actual readability of the actual content I'm producing? So the Flesh Kincaid is one example of multiple. There is the Gun in Fog, there is the ARI, there is the Coleman Lau, there are multiple. What I'd recommend that you do, as well as Hemingway, an app itself for readability that actually walks you through how to make your content more readable. And the simplest way to do it is Google Flesh Kincaid, Google Flesh Kincaid alternatives, and you'll find a plethora of tools that can help you when it comes to the readability of your content. So now we come to section 4, mixing in the multi-magic. So what does that mean in context of content? So as you can see, I put in a Bard search result here. Give me an example of an infographic on an unknown website that went viral and give the website lots of PR exposure. And what you'll notice very briefly is that Bard will understand even where you make spelling errors. You can run the same search in ChatGPT or any fundamentally AI tool of your choice to get a result. And what I want to demonstrate to you here, really, through these examples, the world's most expensive coffee infographic. If we go ahead and have a look at this, this was created by Visual Capitalist, and this was one that went viral and was featured, as you can see, CNN, BBC, The Guardian, and ultimately many more websites. And there's different examples that Bard gives you, the 100 most influential people in the world infographic, and others, passports, global gender, gap report. And what I really am demonstrating in here is fundamentally that there are different types of content and infographics, and potentially other types. You can look at video, you can run the same search for any ultimately asset type of your wish, and you can generate results that can really work from an inspirational perspective. But really what I'm doing to highlight fundamentally to you is that it isn't just about literally the written word. Video, of course, goes without saying, but there's also a lot that can be done with infographics. So there you have it. Mix in the multi-magic and think about multiple different types of content, not only written, but there is graphic, there is video, there is audio. And I encourage you to change this word here with some of the words I've just mentioned to see what results it produces. And you can also niche down based upon your industry. Hey guys, welcome to the end of episode 5. And just to recap, we went through writing Vikings, supersize me, and mix in the multi-magic. And now we look forward to episode 6.